what kind of example am I setting? You know, a supposed mental health ambassador, if I don't show the other side, the real side of what really goes on behind the scenes. Because the pain in my own head has caused me far more distress than anything else. I thought I'd do a video to talk about some of the struggle you go through when you're dieting. So this is my first time really extreme dieting. Done photo shoots before, done a bit of dieting. I've got a body transformation coach for a while, but this is the first time we've gone really into it. And I didn't realise how much dedication and commitment's involved. Like you do, you think, God, surely you've got to be really meticulous with your food and, you know, weigh stuff out, measure everything. But it's the changes your body goes through and the psychological side of it. So photo shoots on Friday, it's currently Tuesday. Tomorrow and Thursday are going to be two of the hardest days dieting. And we've had no carbs for quite a while now. And I'm fucking freezing. So I've got 2 layers on, full tracksuit, hood up, radiators on, freezing. And this is a byproduct of not having any body fat, apparently. What else is going on? Sleep patterns are all over the place. You'd think I'd be sleeping like a baby, but I'm not. I'm sleeping, waking up, sleeping, waking up, not sleeping through, which is a problem because you need sleep to recover. What else? Trying to train on no carbs. Last few sessions, few weeks, you know, it's vital. You want to keep everything going, but the energy, the fuel, it just ain't there. So that's a challenge. And plus you got weights and cardio, so it's the two different types of training, different types of motivation to get you going for each. Morning cardio, wake up, hit the road, weights later in the day, mix into all that normal life. So having to go to work, having to email, function, talk, communicate, all of that, you know, go food shopping, all the general day-to-day bits mixed in with all this. And it's been a journey. It's been a learning journey. You learn a lot about yourself when you put yourself through something extreme. And when I say extreme, like, it's all done from a health and well-being perspective. I've got a great coach. You know, you're checking things like your blood pressure, your blood glucose, your resting heart rate, you know, all your vitamins and minerals in there. It ain't just get stripped and shredded and get in front of the camera. Like, it's all done from a, you know, there's a lot of safety measures around it to make sure it's done in a way that you're not putting yourself in any danger. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be the healthiest thing to do, but short term, with a plan of recovery after and done gradually in the right way, you know, it's all done responsibly. But, you know, still, I'm so hungry. Like, food has never tasted as amazing it is. I mean, like, my last meal, it's got Greek yogurt, blueberries, protein powder. I'm literally taking the smallest little corner of the spoon and just tasting every mouthful. Food has never tasted better. And the thought of my free meal when these photo shoots are done, oh my days, I'm going to eat everything. I keep changing my mind on what I'm going to have. I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that. That's the dessert, that's the starter. Looking forward to that so much. Everything coming together. And why do it? So my why, you've got to have a strong why. If you haven't got a strong why, then I don't think you'll be able to see it through. My why is this: get the photos done, post them on Instagram, and attach to them some mental health awareness dialogue. So the photo is the bit that hopefully captures some attention, and then it's always for me going to be about mental health related. And the reason for that is this: if I can reach the biggest possible platform, biggest possible following, biggest possible audience, then someone might read that post or see that post, and it might resonate with them. It might form part of their story, their journey, and hopefully through that awareness of honest and true mental health, it will further reduce and remove the stigma. It will further reduce and remove the judgment and lack of understanding. So that's my why. That's my why, because I see it time and time again, and I see it every day that I teach. Most of my suffering with mental illness and poor mental health was unnecessary. And it was unnecessary because it was at the hands of stigma, judgment, and a lack of awareness. So if anyone can help me share my posts, share away, because I ain't trying to sell anyone anything. I'm not trying to endorse a product. There ain't no financial gain in this for me. It is passion, not profit. The only thing I'm trying to sell is an honest and true message that mental illness is nothing to be ashamed of. There is no stigma, there shouldn't be, and there should be no judgment, because potentially we're all going to go through something at some point in life and we might need some support. So that's my why. I've got 2 more days of this, and then hopefully I can capture some content that takes this message, this positive message about mental health, to the world. I thought I'd do a little video diary, as I said I would, and then lead up to the fight. 10 weeks out, we're 9 weeks out. I'm already talking about the fight match, but that's kind of relevant because we do need to raise money for mental health and raise awareness around mental health. So it's kind of going to be 50-50 between fight training talk and mental health talk. I've been on Surgery about 14 days. 14 days today. Doing really well, getting stronger by the day. And then yesterday, just triggers were through the roof. Horrific. I managed them all right, but I think all the stress, all the built-up stress, was going round and round in my head. I didn't sleep well, so I had 4 hours sleep, which at the minute is fucking brilliant because I'm feeling very manic. I've got up, I've got everything done quick. I've been for a run. I just know there's going to be a impending crash that comes at the end of that. So I need to try and meditate, bring myself back down the other side, and not get too carried away in the mania. Like I'm listening to the most horrifically fast, loud music. I'm buzzing, and I identify that that's not healthy. That's not a healthy space to be in. So yeah, I've got to catch up with my mental health nurse tomorrow. Yeah, that's it really. At the minute I'm feeling pretty good, but that's not always good, if that makes sense. Oh, fuck. What a day. Morning. It's not even 9 o'clock. This is a true reality of mental health. It's not the fancy photos, the inspirational videos, the motivational talks. It's so much more than that has been hidden behind the scenes for far too long. And by revealing our true selves and being transparent and honest and compassionate and facing emotion and feeling feelings, there's this side to it. The downside, the upset. The times when you don't want to shy away from how you're feeling, or you can't because you're sick of using coping strategies to paper over the cracks. So previously when I felt this way, what I'd have done, my go-to would be drug or alcohol misuse. Formed a big part of my life. So I'm an addict in recovery. And bury my head in training. Go boxing. Not really defend myself or train to the point of exhaustion to feel pain, to try and get out and inner scream and process the pain going on inside. I can't understand, but you know, that's easy. That's easy. Drugs and alcohol. Go boxing, train, build the ego, think I'm the big man. That's easy. That's easy, but talking about it, unraveling it, crying, processing it. That's the fucking hard bit. But what can I can't even speak. Didn't really know what I was going to say in this video. I thought about a few things. For example, it being my suicide recording, because I imagine people don't leave suicide notes anymore. It's a bit old-fashioned, isn't it? I don't even think I've got a pen and paper. So I imagine it's probably videos on your phone these days. So that was a plan last night. Thinking about suicide on the hour, every hour. Not on the hour, that's ridiculous. I don't mean like timing it, like every hour, a lot. I'm thinking about suicide a lot. Not just thoughts, intentions, plans. I totally fucking get it. I really do. So I've got a good level of empathy with this, because I understand the way people can feel when they just want the pain to end. That's it. You just want it to stop. You're not really thinking any further forward than that. Like it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem and all that. You just want the pain to stop. And I totally get the whole relief as well, the sudden unexplained recovery. Because when I made that plan, I think, that's the solution. I found it. I ain't gonna feel this way anymore. Totally get that. But this isn't my suicide video. Because I feel a bit better, which is weird. Because last night was fucking horrific. And I managed to sleep, which is bizarre. And I think that's kind of, I've gone a bit numb to it all. I don't give a fuck. Either way, don't really give a fuck. So I was like, I might as well sleep. If I don't give a fuck, I might as well get some sleep and not give a fuck. But I slept alright. I woke up at 1, I stayed awake till 2, went back to sleep till 3. You get the fucking programme. And every time I woke up, that's the first thing you think about. Of course it is. Of course it fucking is. You're probably dreaming about it and dragging it from your dream space into your reality, waking up, and then you realise it ain't a fucking dream, you're in the nightmare still. I said I'd do some journals, some videos in the lead up to the fight. Was it 14 weeks out? This ain't nothing to do with the fight though. This is to do with the fact that I am 125 days clean and sober. I've used drugs and alcohol for the last 25 years. That coping strategy has been removed for coping with my OCD. And at first that was great. But now I haven't got that coping strategy for when things get really bad. So the one surefire way of silencing the voices in my head would be to get off your head, to numb, to take you away from reality for a bit anyway. Just that little fucking reprieve, that little break. I ain't got that now. And some days meditation will work great, but some days meditation won't compare to a fucking Henry or 10 pills. So it's been a fucking bad week. I rang the Samaritans for the first time ever. I thought, how can I signpost people to them if I've never actually rang them myself? And being that fucking desperate, I rang them. And it helped, like the advert says, because only talking does help. But it wears off, and then you're left on your fucking own again. I went boxing, which is another coping strategy. Sparring, another black eye. Sparred someone absolutely savage, way better than me. I was trying to defend myself, but I got bashed to fuck, which I like, because it's self-punishment, self-pain. And I didn't have any anxiety about that, because again, I didn't give a fuck. Because it doesn't compare physical pain to mental pain. There's no comparison whatsoever. You can do whatever you want to me physically, it doesn't compare to the fucking cruelty that goes on in my own head. Not even close. The self-doubt, the negativity and intrusive thoughts, fuck me, that's the worst bit. That's the bit I want to get rid of. I can manage the rest. Low mood, you know, get up, do fucking something, get some structure, routine, go to the gym, meditate. I can deal with that. The intrusive thoughts ruminating around and around and around. Whereas most people might have a thought they don't want, you can just push it aside, direct your thinking, distract yourself. I haven't got that option. I haven't got that in my toolkit. I'm not able to. If it's something fucking horrific and distressing that causes pain, my mind will circulate that and ruminate that over and over and over until it wears off, usually a couple of days. And I've not been this low with it for years, if ever. Because at least back in the day, I could just get fucked up. And I haven't got that now, and I'm not going to ever have that again. This is not a video that's leading up to a relapse. Positives to take from this. Let's look at the fucking positives. Give me a better level of understanding and empathy for people who go through this, because even if I've gone through it before, it kind of fades, you forget. It's teaching me a lot about myself. I've been blessed with the most amazing relationship. Almost a year later, I think I was sectioned 24th of March last year. It's hard to kind of timeline and remember exactly, because those weeks leading up to, months leading up to, and weeks after are all a little bit sketchy. But I've been asked to do a video about how I'm doing now, almost a year on from suicidal crisis and psychosis and being sectioned. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. A lot of self-identification, self-learning, self-awareness, looking inward, trying to work out what to do next, what the next steps are. But that's the thing with recovery from crisis or a mental illness. It is a journey, not a destination. There's going to be lots of potential ups and downs along that journey. You imagine if someone broke their leg, and the journey for a broken leg, the recovery for that is going to look pretty much the same for everyone. And if it's the same leg, the same break, no complications, 6 to 8 weeks in a cast maybe, and that's the journey of recovery. But with recovery from mental illness, because we are all unique individuals, we're all different, and also there's going to be lots of factors that influence that recovery. You know, we all have good and bad days anyway. So when things are going good, that can influence your mental health. When things are going bad or negatively, that can. So there's lots of ups and downs. Came out of hospital, and I'd say the first month maybe was pretty horrific still, because the medication that I'd started to take often does knock people down before it builds them back up, and that's absolutely what I experienced. You know, I came out, started the meds, and it was great to be out of hospital, but it was just such a difficult and challenging time, and that's when I had to really rely on all the things I could do to self-soothe. What I mean by that is the things that I know that will protect and improve my mental health. So trying to go to the gym or do some form of physical activity, trying to meditate, just whatever it is in that moment that I needed to do to make me feel a little bit better. Talking, reaching out, clearing my head, crying, whatever it was almost like getting through each hour, and you get through that hour and get through the next one, and that leads to getting through the day and getting through the week. And then there was a moment I specifically remember that stands out. I woke up one morning and I kind of listened inward. You know, what's this internal dialogue saying? What's the voice in my head saying? And there was none. There was silence. For the first time ever in my life, I didn't have any arguments going on in my head. I didn't have these intrusive thoughts and this noise. It's incredible. And I had this moment of like, is this how everyone else thinks and feels? Why didn't I find this sooner? You know, why has it took me to the age of 41 to find the right medication for my mental illness, or what seems to be? And it's medication that can only be prescribed by a psychiatrist. And we know that the wait times for psychiatrists are huge. So, yeah, it was, there's been so many learnings for me. But one of the major things that I think we're kind of all aware of, but it really brought it to the forefront for me, is people don't have access to the support they deserve, the support they need, the care they need. I'll tell you about the day I was taken into hospital. So on the morning when I was psychotic, very suicidal, I got taken to hospital by ambulance. I sat on my own in a hospital meeting room, not a waiting room, a meeting room, on my own for 8 hours before I was assessed. And after those 8 hours, they came to see me and they said, Ryan, your GP is in a different county from this hospital. Another 3 hours getting transported to the correct hospital. And when I got there, the crisis team said, you haven't tried to kill yourself today, so we're going to let you out. Now, I'm not sharing this story to condemn any of the services. I have got the most massive, utmost respect for our NHS superheroes. And in fact, it was those superheroes that kept me alive that day, but I'll come to that. It does show that there's not enough resources. There's not enough money spent. It's great we're talking more about mental health and mental illness. It's great we know that it's okay not to be okay, but then what? You know, how do we start a conversation? Where can the person get help? Where can they get immediate help and not wait 12 weeks, maybe longer, for counselling, therapy, etc., etc.? So yeah, massive respect to NHS superheroes, because they kept me alive that day, and I'll tell you how. During those 8 hours, there was many times when my head was saying, you don't need to be here, you're not this unwell, you know, get out, just go, forget this, I'm sick of waiting. And it was the kindness of strangers that kept me alive that day. Someone walked past, noticed someone in distress, me, they popped in, can I get you a coffee? You know, what's going on for you right now? How you feeling? Someone bought me a coffee. Later on, another stranger popped in, opened that conversation up, had a chat, went and got me some food. A nurse I wasn't under the care of walked past, saw me in distress, popped in, anything I could do to help. She went and got me a phone charger because my phone, the battery had died. And then when I got to that crisis team, they said, we're going to let you out, you haven't tried to kill yourself today. It was a friend who took a call. I put the crisis team on the phone and she led that conversation and they sectioned me immediately. Now, if I didn't have that network of people and the kindness of strangers, I would not be here today. That is a fact. And the scary thing is how many people don't. How many people don't experience that kindness? How many people don't have a network of people who are willing to take the lead on stuff when that person's really unwell and struggling with their mental illness? And that's the thing I think we need to look at and address. So, current point in time, how am I doing today? I'm doing really good. I'm doing really, really good. The best I've ever been. It almost makes the crisis worthwhile, if that's the right word to use. There's a purpose, there's a point to it. I found a great place in London that specialises in obsessive compulsive disorder. So I'm looking forward to starting therapy with them. Got to go private. It's not offered on the public services, but what price can you put on your health? I'm saving up for that. And I've had a goal I've been working towards. So on the 26th of March, 2 days later, a year ago, that I was sectioned, so almost like a year to the day, last year when I was taken to hospital, I will be fighting boxing. And I'll be raising money for the fantastic We Are Hummingbird, of which I'm an ambassador for. Love the work they do. They take mental health support and conversation into schools. They raise money and buy school children musical instruments because they recognise the therapeutic power of music. But you know what, that team are amazing. They're all volunteers. No one gets paid in their role, and they do it because they've all had their own journey, they've all got their own story, and they want to give it back. They want to help other people struggle less than I have, than they have, than maybe you have. So really looking forward to that. I've trained hard, I've dieted hard, but you know what, win or lose is irrelevant. As long as I've raised some good money for this worthy cause, then just by stepping in there, you know, I've already won, because that money will go to helping people.